Hi guys, Dinokang again. This episode will be a Ramadan special, so do take note. And basically, Ramadan has started for my Muslim friends, and I will be mostly referencing this post that I made on Instagram. Okay, go and follow me if you haven't already. Okay, that's where all the really good stuff is. So why I'm making a video on this is because the things that I actually want to elaborate on regarding Ramadan and eating diets and training, more importantly, cannot actually be covered in a single post because I've actually hit the word limit on this post. So I deleted a few stuff that I actually wanted to write because I couldn't fit into the word limit anymore. Okay, so go and check out my Instagram page and refer to that post because this will be very much related to that. Okay, why I say you're gonna want to save it is because I'm not gonna be posting anything about Ramadan like a post already. Okay, because this is it. So my point number one is actually to plan your workouts closer to meal times, and the ideal time will be before your breakfast instead of after breaking fast in the evening. So the main reason for this is, like as I explained briefly, early in the morning. Actually, by the way, it is about 4 a.m. right now. Okay, and I woke up early to film this before, so that I can publish this before you guys actually start fasting for the day. Okay, so training early in the morning would be the best because you are still sort of recharged from your sleep. Okay, granted you will wake up feeling a bit tired, but physiologically speaking, you are perfectly fine because all the food that is still in you is still in you. Your glycogen stores are still full or relatively full after having some rice yesterday night for dinner or having some sugar for dinner, and you did nothing but just sleep. So you are not running on an empty tank. Okay, and hydration won't really be an issue because you can drink water now. In fact, you are going to want to use this window to drink as much water as you can. So having a hard workout right before you break fast in the evening, okay, may not be your best workout because you are likely going to be more tired compared to in the morning. Okay, for example, if I end work at 6 p.m. and then I start going to the gym, and then it's going to be tiring because, more important, I'm going to talk about other parts about the food later. You are going to be tired, and more importantly, you are going to be dehydrated. So it's not going to be a very optimal position for your muscles to contract, for your body to actually function, for your brain to be in the mood to work out. At 6 p.m. after a whole day without food and water, your priority is to go home to have some food. Okay, so really you'll be surprised how much hydration can actually affect your performance in the gym, like immediately. Okay, so plan your workouts closer to meal times. Before breakfast would be ideal. Okay, so you are going to need to find a schedule around this. Okay, so point number 2, lean and tough solid protein is your best friend. So you know how protein shakes always market themselves as, oh, protein helps with satiety, so basically keeping you full. Actually, yes and no. I've been drinking protein shakes for very long. It doesn't keep me full, not at all, because it's liquid. It runs right through. So hunger is a perception of the mind. So if you think that you're hungry and you start looking for food, yes, you are hungry. But sometimes you are just thirsty. Sometimes your mouth is just itchy. And I'm just saying this from experience myself, because satiety is the perception of hunger can be very, very subjective. Just because a food company tells you that, oh, this food helps you keep full, doesn't mean it does. Okay, so similar, not all proteins are the same, not all calories are the same. Okay, so if I'm talking about lean and tough protein, right, I'm referring to things like a chunk of beef cube, or a thick chunk of chicken breast, or some fish, some fried fish, that nasi lemak, that kind of fish, any fish lah. Okay, any fish lah, like batang, I think. Yeah. So these kind of proteins it digests quite slowly. Okay, it digests quite slowly. So you actually you can think of it as a sustained release of protein, which is what everyone is looking for early in the morning, especially if you're going to be fasting for the rest of the day. Not that it matters a lot, but it matters to some extent. For example, if you're drinking a protein shake in the morning, I personally would be hungry like 2 hours later, because it's just liquid. It gets digested within 1 hour, in fact. Okay, so point number 3, go easy on all the gravy. So when it comes to the meals, right, honestly, the worst part is really, I can point out the gravy, okay, all the curry, all the sauces, all the dips and whatever, and the kuehs, the sweets, the candy, okay, because they are very sweet and oily at the same time, with no protein, no real nutrition behind it. So it's really just empty calories, and very, very dense empty calories. Okay, so point number 4, strength training becomes extremely important to retain muscle. Okay, during Ramadan, I wouldn't even I would just go as far as to say you are likely not going to put on any muscle, because you are simply not in the state to really push yourself, and it's also not optimal for the body to be anabolic, to put on muscle. It is not the best condition. For example, let's say 5 a.m. to 7 p.m. you have no food, no water. So no food, no water for 14 hours. It's already not ideal in terms of muscle protein synthesis, which comes from the protein intake and the training stimulus. So you can have a training stimulus in the morning, and then your protein, you are going to lack protein for sure. You are going to lack protein during that window. You can try your best to optimize your feeding window from 7 p.m. to 5 a.m. during your eating window lah. Okay. So during your eating window, you are going to try to maximize your protein intake and muscle protein synthesis. Go and check out my previous video on protein timing and why it matters. Then you know what I'm talking about lah. So basically, it is not good to go, it's not optimal for gains to go 14 hours without protein, more importantly without water. So it's not ideal for the body to put on muscle, because I wouldn't, okay, it's not starvation mode, it's just not optimal to build muscle. Okay, you are missing out on gains during that time when you're not having protein but you train in the morning. Okay, so strength training becomes really important just for you to retain the muscle. If you don't train and you just eat less, yes, you're not gaining weight, but I guarantee you will lose muscle after 1 month of not training. Okay, so my 5th point is actually to drink plenty of water during meal times. So number 1, it helps to prevent overeating, and number 2, it actually keeps you hydrated lah. Like during your feeding window from 7 p.m. to 5 a.m., you are going to want to keep yourself as hydrated as possible. Okay, and if you are sipping water during your mealtime, chances are you don't get to eat that much. Okay, next on, the more important part I want to really talk about is actually the mindset of fasting, right? Okay, I'm not too clear on the religious aspect of why people do this so religiously, and like I don't know the religious aspect lah, basically. Now what I'm telling you is from a physiological aspect as to what your body actually, how your body actually responds, and what kind of habits you can look out for to not fall into these pit holes of going off track if you're on a diet. If you're on a diet, or if you're trying to put on muscle, which is what I do entirely. Okay, so as per my post, right, fasting during the day from 5 a.m. to 7 p.m. So fasting for 14 hours. It does not mean that you have to compensate during the evening. Actually, there is no compensation, because I give you a number of, let's say your maintenance calories for a guy is 2,000. Maybe a slightly smaller size than me. If your maintenance calories is 2,000, okay, and your feeding window becomes 7 p.m. to 5 a.m., right? So you have that 10 hours, okay, to eat your 2,000 calories. So compare it to a normal day when you are not fasting, you should still eat 2000 for your maintenance calories. So technically there's no difference. The big difference here is water. Without water for 14 hours, you are going to feel a lot hungrier. Because you are actually thirsty, it makes you feel hungrier as well. Okay, so you don't need to replenish any energy, because the energy output is likely to be lower anyway. Your usual maintenance, maybe 2000, during Ramadan, very likely you are going to move less. In fact, even if you want to move more, you probably can't, because you're lacking water. You can't really sweat a lot. It becomes extremely uncomfortable. Okay, so let's say your maintenance actually drops to 1900, and then during dinner, when you actually break fast, you overcompensate to think that, oh, because I starve for the whole day, I get to eat as much as I want at night. No, it doesn't work like that, because if your maintenance goes down and you are eating more just because you're trying to overcompensate, what are you compensating for? No, actually, no, it doesn't work like that. Because this is exactly why people end up overeating and have no idea why they overeat. This is why. This is really why. It's that mindset of, oh, I get to feast. No, in fact, you get to eat less because you're moving less. That is the truth. So, as per my post, right, it is not that you need to replenish your energy with all the sugar. Like, oh, break fast, time to eat sugar. No, you don't actually need all that sugar. You need some sugar. You need water. You definitely need water. That's the first thing you should have in your body. Okay, physiologically speaking. Religiously, I'm not sure about the practices, but I'm telling you that it's not that you need that food that desperately. I've gone days without food, but I have water. So food is not that essential for 14 hours. You will not die without food for 1 or 2 days. Perfectly fine. Without 1 or 2 days water, you're gonna feel like you're half gone. Okay, what your body actually needs is just some water and some sugar to feel normal, because you're lacking a lot, mainly water lah. I can't emphasize enough. It's the water that's throwing you and your mindset out of whack. Okay, so that means if your maintenance is at 2000, you definitely don't need to purposely eat 1000 calories, 2000 calories just to replenish anything, because dude, you won't be moving very much during the day and you wouldn't really want to. So this is exactly what I want to put it out there right before, now it's about 5 a.m, 4 a.m. Okay, yeah, now it's 5. Okay, before you guys actually start fasting for the day, okay, don't think that, oh, when I break fast I get to eat everything I want. No, because your body still works the same way. In fact, it is working less. Do bear in mind that. Okay, and you really all the more, right, you need to train harder to give your body a reason to retain the muscle. And after a long day, you likely wouldn't want to train very hard in the evening, or you can't train as well as you could have in the morning. If you're an experienced lifter, you would know what I mean. Okay, after a whole day of no water, it's not going to be a good workout. Okay, so that's all I have for you today. I hope that this was helpful. If you have any more questions, do leave the questions in the comment section, or just ask me on Instagram and DM and slide in my DMs. Okay, with that, do remember to subscribe to my channel for more content like this. Okay, have a good fast. Thank you.